Hi everyone, happy Thursday. We're getting to the end of our week, so we're getting to the end of our fact file writing unit, just a little one this time around. So let's get started. So today is the 11th of February 2021, and we're going to get started with our revision and editing starter. So you have a sentence down below this line. All this is your sentence. Write the sentence down correctly. So you have to fix any year one spellings or punctuation problems you notice. So that means things like our capital letters and our full stops. And we know that if a word is in green, then it is not spelt properly or correctly. So pause the video, have a go at writing this down and fixing it, and meet me back here and we'll take it up together. Okay, welcome back. So can you grab a pencil or a pen that's a different color from the pen or pencil you use to write your sentence? All right, we're going to start right at the beginning of a sentence, and we know that the beginning of our sentence must start with a capital letter, so we're going to change that T on tigers into a capital T. Oh, and I forgot to read the sentence out loud first, so let's go back and do that. Tigers have striped bodies so they can camouflage from prey. So tigers. Now there's something wrong about the way we spelled tiger. Did you spot it? That's right. Tigers have the ER phoneme. Or the ER grapheme to make the phoneme, ER. And if you watched our spelling video, then you know that we have to put a VE on have because the V is at the end of the word. Tigers have straight bodies, so now they is a year one tricky word that we should be able to spell because that's a phase 3 tricky word, I believe, THEY. And then we have can, which we can tell that doesn't look right because can is spelled with a CA. And having trouble with my pen today. So they can camouflage from prey. Now, camouflage is a tricky word. It is a word that I wouldn't expect you to know how to spell, but since we've seen it so much this week, you can probably spot that camouflage is spelled with a C. So if you didn't get that one, don't worry about that too much. But just remember that we've been using it as one of our keywords, so you can use your keywords to help you spell it. To camouflage from prey, and at the end, we give ourselves a full stop. So have a look and make sure that you have included all the changes that I have. And if you haven't, you can pause the video now and just make sure that you fill it in. All right, so today and tomorrow, we're going to be taking this time to write our fact files, just like we would if we were at school. We do our stories and we do our big writing over 2 days. So we're going to give ourselves 2 days to do it this time. So we're just going to start and write the first half of our fact file today. Now, what does a fact file need? This is our success criteria. This is a really, really important slide that you need to look at because this is going to help you to assess how you've done on making your fact file. So a fact file needs an interesting title, something that makes the reader really want to read it, like we talked about yesterday when we did our boxing up. It's going to need headings, and we talked about those 3 important headings that we're going to write. Do you remember them from yesterday? What they eat, what they look like, and where they live. 3 special words: diet, appearance, and habitat. So we're going to be including those as well. For each section, diet, appearance, and habitat, we're going to have 3 to 5 sentences. So we can't just write one little sentence. That's not going to be enough information for a year 1 fact file. So we're going to be writing minimum 3. You could do 5 for each section, which is why we're taking 2 days to do it. Using key vocabulary is really important. Using those words we've talked about all week, like carnivore and prey and camouflage. Giving reasons to explain why. So that was a lot of the feedback that a lot of you received early on in the week. It's wonderful that you are telling me that a tiger has sharp claws and sharp teeth and a long tail, but can you tell me why a tiger needs those things? And it's all about its hunting. So can you give reasons to explain why? We have 2 really important conjunctions that we use when we're explaining why. We use them often. So because and so we often use when we're explaining why. So you're going to want to be making sure that you're using because and so to help you explain why. And finally, something that we all know by now, we're using year 1 level sentences. So year 1 level sentences need to start with capital letters. They need to have finger spaces, and they should end with punctuation. So if it's a question mark, a regular telling sentence, a full stop, and an exclamation mark for something really exciting. So these are all the things that we need to include, and not to worry, you can come back to this slide to have a look at it. And we're going to be talking it through. And if you use your boxing app, then you've got all those things already. So before we get started, I want to show you an example of a really good year one fact file. So this is a year one fact file that was written not about tigers, but about a creature called meerkats. You might even know what meerkats are. And I'm going to show you some of the things that are really, really good about this piece of work. So they've got their title right at the top, meerkats. We know what it's about. I think they could make it even more interesting. They could say mesmerizing meerkats or fantastic meerkats, but meerkats is okay. Then they have their 3 headings. So what do meerkats eat? Where do meerkats live? And how do meerkats survive? So they haven't done appearance, they've done survival, but that's okay too. So 3 different headings in 3 different boxes. Now they've included lots of details. So when we're looking at what meerkats like to eat scorpions, spiders, lizards, beetles, plants, birds, and fruit. Holy moly, they haven't just said meerkats like to eat meat. They've said all kinds of things that meerkats like to eat. And we can do the same with tigers because we have all that information. I also see loads of really good explaining conjunctions. So we see because, they've used because a lot. And they've used so to help them explain and stretch out their sentences. That's really, really good work for a year one writer. And you can see that they've also used really good vocabulary. So words like predator and survive. I think they could have used even more year one vocabulary because they could have called this diet. And what would we call where a meerkat lives? Habitat. So they could have even up-leveled their vocabulary just a little bit. And I know you will be doing that today too. Habitat. And finally, the really fun bit that we're going to do as well is you get to do a labeled diagram. So right up in the corner, you get to draw a picture, and he's drawn a picture of a meerkat and he's labeled it, which is what you will do for your tigers. So if you're stuck or you're thinking, well, I don't know what a fact file looks like, come on back to this page and have a little look because these are all things that you can do. Now let's get started on it together. And I've included an empty template of this on Teams in case you want to download it and have a look. You can just do it on lined paper if you have lined paper at home as well. It doesn't have to be all boxed up like this. It just has to have all the things. So right at the top, we're going to write our title. And we know from yesterday when we did our boxing up, so you should have your boxing up with you, all about amazing tigers. And I even used an exclamation mark because I want my reader to be really excited when they see all about amazing tigers. Now, I loved this diagram of a tiger, so I'm going to include that right up in the diagram box, and it's already labeled. Do you remember what our first heading was, or what we could choose for it to be? It was what a tiger looks like. What a tiger looks like is called appearance. That's right. So I'm going to put appearance right at the top. And I'm going to underline it because that's my title. Okay, now I have to write about what a tiger looks like. So when I have my boxing up with me, I know that tigers are strong and powerful creatures. They are the biggest cats in the world. So there's 2 sentences already, but I want to have 5. And remember, I want to explain why tigers have certain features on their body. So tigers have camouflage. Tigers have, I need to say that sentence out loud before I write it. Tigers have striped coats, so they can camouflage with the long grass in their habitat. It's important that we keep our work neat. So if we're running out of lines, we don't just keep writing straight. We have to go down to the next set of lines. And a good writer reads their writing over. Tigers are strong and powerful creatures. Oh, those are 2 good adjectives. Strong and powerful. Fantastic. They are the biggest cats in the world, so I've used that est suffix, which is really good. Tigers have striped coats, so there's that explaining word. They can camouflage. There's that special vocabulary word with the long grass in their habitat, another important topic word. What else could we say? They have so many features that we know about tigers. Also, tigers have long tails to help. Do you remember why tigers have long tails? That's right, to help them balance when they are running quickly. Full stop. Now there's so much more I could say. I'm going to keep going. I still have room. Tigers have sharp claws and sharp teeth. Why do they have sharp claws and sharp teeth? So they can catch prey quickly. Catch prey and kill it quickly. So I want to give a reason why. If I'm talking about why if I'm telling you that tigers have sharp claws and sharp teeth, I want to tell you why they have it. They have it so that they can catch their prey and eat it quickly. So we can do lots of description all about tigers. And you're going to get that information from having your boxing up right beside you. So the work that we did yesterday, it wasn't just silly work. We have that work beside us because that's our plan. That's what's going to give us our ideas to write our fact file as full sentences. Now, I'm going to use the smaller box to do the diet because I know that the information I have about what tigers eat isn't quite as long as my other description of where they live. So for today, if you can get started with your title, like I've done, your illustrated diagram. Now take your time because this is your nice copy, so you want it to be really good. And if you can write your sentences about a tiger's appearance, then that is perfect for today. And we will finish diet and habitat tomorrow. Okay, so I've given you some examples. Remember, you have to have between 3 and 5 sentences for appearance. So giving me lots of facts, lots of keywords, and using that because and so to help you explain. Okay, remember, good writers read their writing over, and good writers say their sentences out loud. So happy writing today. And I've posted a link on Teams, an assignment for you to upload a photo of it. So if you'd like me to have a look over it tonight and let you know if you're on the right track or anything that you can be changing to make it even better for tomorrow, then please send it in because we love to see your writing. So today, if you can have your title, your appearance description, and your labeled diagram, then that's a really good amount of work for you to do today. And we'll finish the rest tomorrow. So super job writing, happy writing. Remember, you can take breaks if you need to, but good writers read it over. And I will see you tomorrow to finish it off.